Safety first. Safety first. I am here to promote safety and safety of all things.
I am here to promote
Safety.
sometimes.
Safety of you being safer than me, or me being safer than you? Who's the safest one?
You.
I'm safer?
I don't know. That's a tough call.
I am wearing a helmet right now while just standing here, so this is pretty safe. I'm safe oriented. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the bar today.
Welcome to the bar.
Welcome to the bar today, folks. Today's episode is got lights that were flashing, but now they're not. We're sculpting today's episode, one sculpt at a time.
We're sculpting?
Yeah, one sculpt at a time today.
Why are we sculpting today's episode? What's sculpty about it?
Because I'm all about sculpting things these days. I'm all about taking big stuff and then sculpting it down to like detailed stuff. I'm all about adding details into things by the like sculpting of, say, a video project or an actual sculpture or a song piece. The word sculpting is what I've been kind of feeling a lot these days. Sculpting myself to be safer.
Is that just because I made a sculpture?
And because you just made a sculpture. And I wanted to talk about your sculpture.
Why didn't you just say that?
Because it's both reasons why. That's why.
Okay.
So, because you made a sick sculpture, and because I'm sculpting myself to try to be safer. Because I feel like with all the distractions, I have to continuously remind myself to just be safe. Because there's a lot of distractions, and you have to be safe. And that's what I have to remind myself. And being way more mindful of just being safe while doing stuff. Because it's so important.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is good.
That's good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, I'm out there biking, and sometimes I see teenagers without helmets on thinking that they're really cool, and I'm just like, you're gonna wipe out, man. You're gonna wipe out. You're gonna smoke your head.
That's one thing.
You know, like...
I always wore a helmet.
You know, it's like, get your helmet on, and you won't smash your head. Be safe out there, man. Be safe. But I think it's because I'm older now, and I've had a few spills that I've learned that, you know, if you're not safe, you're definitely going to have a few spills that are not going to be too good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm just promoting the good word of being safe. Wearing helmets is cool, man. While you're riding your bike, you're not going to smash your head. Keep it safe. Keep it safe. Keep it safe.
Gotta protect the knob.
But when you're a teenager, though, you do think that you're pretty cool. So sometimes it's like...
See, I always wore a helmet.
Oh, no.
That's one thing I always did.
Fair.
I wore a helmet.
You wore helmets?
I did. I never smashed my head, though. Well,
No?
that's a lie. I have smashed my head, but not on a bike. Why do I feel like there's cold air blowing up my crotch?
Because there's a fan right here from our vent right here. There's one right here.
Oh, it's coming from
and
that
then
way.
there's one right above you, too.
Yeah, but
there's a fan.
that wouldn't blow up my crotch.
Oh, this one coming around, and then it's
Yeah.
coming up. Because
Okay.
there's a bottom
I was
fan
like,
here.
where is that air
There's a
coming
bottom
from?
fan. It's getting cool, and it's going up.
Yeah, it was weird.
Woo!
It was a weird moment.
Yep. You're like, oh, fan kicked on. Woo! Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It was a weird moment.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Alright, it happened.
You're sculpting yourself to wear pants next time. Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Nobody knows except for now.
No, they don't know what I'm wearing.
Fair.
Just because I'm not wearing pants doesn't mean I'm not wearing something else.
Oh, true. It'll remain a mystery. How about that?
Yeah.
Cool. So you finished your sculpture, and it's cool. And I just want to talk about it because I love it.
Oh, thanks.
This girl made the sickest sculpture.
I did.
She really did.
I'm pretty proud of myself, actually. Because it was
cool.
like the first full sculpture that I created on my own. Like,
Pretty cool.
from the beginning to the end. Because the
That's
last
sweet.
time I tried to do it, I think I got like in my own head and overwhelmed, and I never did finish it, and then it broke, and then I just...
Yeah.
But this time, a good friend of mine said that she wanted a thylacine, or the Tasmanian tiger, two names known from this extinct animal.
Yep.
Who looks like a dog but isn't a dog. He's kind of like a mix between a kangaroo and a dingo, if you haven't seen a thylacine before. And they're extinct now, and they were cute. But she wanted one. So I said, I do things. I do the art.
I do some art things.
Did I tell her I've never made a full sculpture before? Absolutely not. I did not.
I just said I could try it out.
I just said I'd do it. And I believed in myself.
You believed in myself enough.
She believed in me.
There was a lot of belief there.
And it happened.
We all believed in you.
Turned out great. Thank you.
We all believed in you. You can do it. We believe.
Thanks. It was pretty great. It turned out a lot bigger than I had initially thought it was going to.
That was the funniest thing for me. The funniest thing for me was when you're like, I'm going to make this like, average size to medium sculpture. Yeah. And I'm thinking maybe the size of a beer can or something, right?
Yeah, that was kind of.
But then like, it's like 4 times that. It's like this big.
It grew.
You're like, okay, now we got a sculpture that's about this big. And you're like trying to make it. And you're
got
like...
big.
So it escalated quickly.
It did escalate quickly. It really did. But I'm glad that it did. Because it looks great.
Yeah. And these animals have been extinct for how long now?
Oh, crap.
No, I threw that at you.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
I forget the year.
They're like, wasn't it the...
Not that long.
Not that long. Tasmanian tiger?
Yeah. Not that long.
Or thylacine.
Yeah.
Thylacine.
Thylacine is the proper name.
So they kind of went extinct a while ago, and it's kind of like, it looks like a dog / kangaroo / like, the face is like longer.
Yeah,
it's
they
got
have
a
like
weird,
like a snout.
Yeah.
But it's a little more stubby than like a canine snout is.
Yeah.
And they have these kind of rounded but semi-pointy ears. That's why it kind of looks like a kangaroo, because it has that similar sort of face.
Okay.
But then it had these crazy jaws. Their jaws could open almost 360 degrees. Like,
that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And they very weird body proportions. Again, this weird
long tails.
Thing. They have really long tails.
That's what kind of threw me off, is how long their tails were.
Long and stiff tails.
Yeah, that's neat.
And really short back legs.
Okay.
But strong.
Oh, cool.
And like longer front legs.
Oh, neat.
So when they would like sit back, they looked like they could like jump really
hop up or something.
And they walked funny.
Oh.
They like, a lot of those animals will kind of walk on like toes or like pads of their feet.
Yeah.
But where they're sort of like, you think of a dog foot, right? You have like the pad here, and then it kind of goes up, and then the heel ankle thing is over here, and then it goes up.
Yeah.
So they would actually step fully down like this.
Okay.
When they would walk.
Okay, cool.
In comparison to a dog who kind of stays up on its toes a little bit.
But they would go flatter.
They would go flatter.
Like every step they took.
Yeah.
They were pretty fast though. Like,
they must have been. I don't know what their speed was.
I think I've seen a video of one that was captured running, or like some old footage.
Oh, neat. I don't think I've seen that video.
I thought you were the one that showed me that.
Of running?
Yeah. Or was that just the one that was... did you show me that one?
I don't remember one running, but I've definitely showed you...
A few videos.
Yeah, the most famous video, I guess, is like of the very last one. I believe his name was Benjamin.
Okay.
Who was in captivity in like a zoo type of place. And so they have quite a bit of footage of him just kind of doing his thylacine things.
Cool.
And it's neat because for a long time they only had it in black and white because I guess the year that they went extinct they didn't have color video.
Fair.
But now with our modern technology they can bring out the color.
Oh, so they're able to take this black and white video, add color to it,
and make some war videos. That
yeah. They've added color to the whole video to kind of make it feel like that time period or whatever. Pretty neat they can do that with technology.
I don't think they add it. I think it's something else.
It's like rendered to be what the color is supposed to be
suppose.
realistically, right?
Yeah, I don't know the whole process, but
Yeah, it's like rendered to be a realistic recoloring of a black and white image or video or whatever, and then they can just go in, take the colors of that time or whatever they have pictures of it even, and just kind of put it in to make that video feel like it's more of a thing.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Super cool.
it just, I don't know. I guess it's because we grew up with color television
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
We're kind of used to seeing things in color, so
Mm-hmm.
it has a different impact.
Okay.
I find. I don't
Cool.
know if people from an older generation would have the same experience.
Yeah, it's true. When you're used to watching, all of your media in color, it's weird when you watch black and white stuff, but at the same time, you can almost picture the colors better, I think, or something. You can almost feel it because you know
what's funny
what it would be like,
is
right?
black and white movies. You might think you know what the color is, but oftentimes you're wrong. Like
Okay.
the biggest
Okay.
one is Bride of Frankenstein,
Okay.
where she has like the big sort of Marge Simpson.
I
type
do
of
remember
hair
that.
with
Yeah,
the,
I
like,
do
white
remember that.
streaks on the
Yeah,
side.
the white streaks.
So
yeah.
her hair looks black with white streaks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it was
yeah,
actually
totally.
red.
No way.
Yeah. And there's different things that they had to do back then to make the colors be the proper, not hue.
Tonation?
Yeah.
Tonation?
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
like, red, for example, showed up really dark.
Okay. Okay.
And then there were other colors that they would use that would show up a lot lighter.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
even if it wasn't the color that they wanted,
Mm.
like, let's say they wanted someone in a yellow dress,
Oh.
but yellow didn't show up to be what they wanted it to look like, so they would put her in blue or something.
Fair.
It would
Okay.
show up differently.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's super interesting to kind of learn more. Like I'm saying, sculpting, right? How to sculpt something to look or feel the way
Yeah.
you want it to. That's kind
I
of
didn't
like
keep talking about
an-
the thylacine. I should have, but
an interesting. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to
Okay.
it a little bit more about the process. But you kind of talked about it a
That's
little
fine.
bit, but the sculpting of kind of how you want something to come out, like kind of an outcome or something like that, and how you have to do things maybe a bit differently to get to that point. Say a video shoot where they're trying to get a color matchup, and it's like, but it's not even the color, it's the tone, right? Because if it's
Yeah.
just black and white. So I think to me, what's always super interesting is just the process of how you get to the outcome that you want by trying different things. And there's no other way to do it than
No.
trying different things.
no.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like to try to get to that outcome that you're like, wow, that's what I was looking for. That was great. You have to try like a bunch of different stuff.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like staying safe while riding your bike and not smashing your head. If you don't wear your helmet and you smash your head, that's not cool.
I wouldn't recommend trying
cool.
to smash your head without a
No,
helmet.
don't do it. Don't do it. Just wear your helmet. Just wear your helmet.
That was a weird tasting burp.
I find it really funny though now because like when I'm out there and I'm biking around and stuff and I just see people flying down hills, young kids, man, and they're just flying. I'm like, oh
Sounds
man,
so
you just.
old.
That's what I'm saying though, but at the same time, I'm like, it's just like just wear a helmet, man. You're gonna smash your head. But when you're younger, it's like, oh man, you're just going. You're just going. You're just going. But I feel like, I'm so much more safety aware, and I'm just trying to put that out there that it is cool to wear a helmet so you don't smash your head. It's definitely worth it. Because if you don't and you smash your head, it's not gonna be good.
Don't smash your head.
It's not gonna be good. And like I've seen it where I'm like speed wobbles, and then it's like if you're on a bike or whatever, it doesn't turn out too well. Safety first, folks. Safety first.
Safety first.
Avoid distractions while you're riding a bike or doing whatever. Because
Yeah.
there are a lot of distractions.
Yeah.
Like, look at on the road the other day when we were out there a little bit, and there's like cones and signs and cones and signs and cones, and I'm just like, the distractions that are in our world right now are a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
So when you're trying to focus on something, just focus on that one thing, right? Because I think we are all guilty of just being too distracted while we're doing other things.
I just got distracted by a black
That's what
dot.
I'm saying. There you go. I was trying to say something, and you're just distracted by a black dot or something. You know what I mean?
Squirrel.
That's what I'm saying though. But like if you're doing something, focus on that thing that you're doing, you know. Don't be distracted by whatever else. Just
Yeah.
pick one thing, focus on it, and then, you know,
Get her done.
avoid the distractions, right?
Yeet.
Cuz there's so many distractions. And they can take your focus away and it just takes that split second and then, you know, you smash your head. So wear your helmet. Wear your helmet. You know? Just wear your helmet and clip it up. Extra safe.
Now, you're not on a bike, nor are you going anywhere. Wow, this dude right now, the helmet, and he's wearing Crocs, which I know the entire world wears, but
This
I
is
will be
safe.
damned the
This
moment I
is
wear a
safe.
Croc.
It's like walking on a cloud. It's
No,
like walking on a cloud, okay?
no.
I'm walking on a
I'm
cloud right
sure there's
now.
other shoes
I'm
out
walking
there
on a cloud
that
right
can
now.
make you feel that
I'm
way.
the safest person and I'm walking on a cloud. So, thank you, okay? Thank you. Thank you. You're just jealous that you're not walking on a cloud like me. Like, look at this. Look at how comfortable this is. If you're flat-footed like myself, I highly recommend these because they have crazy good arch support and they make you feel like you're not hurting your feet while you're walking bare feet.
It's a good thing.
So yeah, especially for flat-footed people like myself, I find if I'm walking bare feet for an extended period of time, I notice that my feet definitely start to hurt. So when I have these on, there is no more of that. I'm just kind of like perfectly comfortable. My feet don't hurt. It's a great match. Um, but
Your fashion
I'm
right now is
still I'm
atrocious.
still learning how to
Mine's no
I'm
better.
still learning how to walk in them. So hence the helmet. All right, I
Okay.
need to keep myself a little bit extra special. So I wear this helmet when I have these on. So if I trip and fall, I don't smash my head.
That's good.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to be as special as I can. It's like my fashion sense. Maybe I'll just wear my helmet everywhere and call it a fashion sense, and like it's cool and stuff. So
No,
whatever.
don't do that.
I think it would get itchy. My head would get itchy. I probably
Yeah,
couldn't pull it off.
and I think it's kind of like insensitive to people who need to wear those helmets because they
Oh, I
have
never even
seizures
thought
and
of
shit.
that. I never even thought of the seizure thing.
Yeah.
That's true. Some people have the seizure problems.
Yeah,
Never thought of it.
or like
Didn't even go there.
narcoleptics and stuff.
Didn't even go there. That's
I went-
right. That's right. You have to, because in case you fall or if you have, I never even thought of that.
Yep.
Okay, fair.
Yep.
That's true. There's some of that.
It
Absolutely.
is not a fashion statement. It is a functional.
It's a functional thing.
Safety
Helmets are functional safety pieces. Absolutely. No matter what scenario you're in, they keep you safe.
Yep.
Except for when you're standing here like me, you probably don't have to wear one. But I'm just advocating for safety because I've been seeing a lot of recklessness without helmets out there, and I don't want people getting injured. So I'm just putting out a good message
You're
for
so
safety.
nice.
Hey man, I'm just putting out a good message for safety here. All right,
You're so
we
nice.
gotta be safe, less distracted, safety first at all times.
Stay alert. Stay safe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Stay alert, stay safe, and be safe. Like when you made your sculpture, you were very safe. Except for that one time when you didn't know if it was burning or not. And you're like, is it cooking too much? Is it not cooking too much? Is it cooking too much? And you're just sitting there like, is it going to be okay? You're
Oh,
like,
I accidentally dropped it and I nearly shit my pants.
Then you dropped it and it went.
It did not explode.
Didn't explode.
She is sturdy and
Nice.
tough,
Nice.
and she will not break unless she breaks.
Unless she breaks.
She's going all the way to Florida.
Oh, yeah, it's going to
So-
distant travel.
So
It's going to distant
yeah,
travel. That's
hopefully
cool. Mm.
it'll make it there safe and sound.
I'm sure it'll make it there.
It'll be fine.
Was there any thylacines in Florida? Do you think they could do you think they could survive down there?
I think they were only they'd be able to survive there, but
Yeah.
I think they were only in like Australia.
They were only in Australia,
I
yeah.
think so.
Oh, interesting.
That's why
Okay.
they're called the Tasmanian tiger.
So mostly an Australian found animal, and
As
they
far as
lived
I know.
out that way.
Yep.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
Super sweet.
Yep.
Lived down under.
There's some people that think that the thylacine is still alive.
Some people think that the thylacine is still alive.
Yeah, that it never actually went extinct. That their numbers just went down so low that it seems like they were extinct.
Okay. Okay.
It's kind of like Bigfoot, there's sightings and whatnot, and
Fair.
yeah.
But I mean, if there have been no confirmed sightings and the last one definitely isn't here anymore, that because they 100% know that, then there's no ifs, ands, or buts about some hiding out there or a possibility, or like they just
It's not
haven't
unlikely.
seen one in so long that they've scattered around where they usually are and they've been gone for a while. So do you think that's something they could bring back if they
They're working on it.
did some genetic
They're
mutations?
working
Those
on it. I think we've talked.
scientists.
I don't know if we talked about this on the bar or not. I
Oh,
know
maybe
we've
not.
talked about it,
Yeah,
but
maybe not here though.
I don't know. But
I can't
they're
remember.
working on it. They're pulling Jurassic Park,
So
and
the scientists are trying to bring back the thylacine.
yeah, because
Ooh.
the thylacine was a keystone species,
Okay.
like
Okay.
the gray wolf and stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Is.
Cool. Yeah. Totally.
And they kind of did the same thing where they eradicated it because
Okay.
it was quote unquote going after livestock.
Yeah.
But then that makes the ecosystem start to collapse
Oh,
because
fair.
some animals won't have that predator to control their populations.
Yeah. True.
So
Good point,
that's what scientists want to improve is those ecosystems that got fucked up because humans killed too many animals.
Cool.
You splice 5 different types of animals together, you're not bringing back that original animal.
It's like a clone mutation.
It's a mutant.
It's like a clone mutation. It's not the original. It's like a mutant.
It might look like it,
but it's kind of risky.
but it's a jumbled
It's not
mess
the
in there.
same thing. Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's like a
just leave it alone.
it's like a jumbled mess of different strands of
just-
codes of DNA.
Let's just accept that we fucked up.
That one's gone.
And
that one's gone. Try to save some of the other ones that are still here.
Yeah, like let's focus
Okay.
on those.
The ones that are still around.
The ones that are critically endangered
Okay.
and stuff like
Stay
that.
focused on that.
Yeah, let's focus on
Instead of trying to
conserving
bring back some of the animals that just left us.
Yeah.
Focus on the ones that are still here and how to conserve those is a better strategy. I agree with you. I mean, we do all right, but we could do better at focusing on animal conservation and keeping the ones around that are on the cusp of being extinct. On the cusp of being extinct, right?
Yeah.
That's where the focus has to be, is to try to keep those, because once it's extinct, then you throw it into, now what do we do in the science lab? And then everybody's just kind of like, it's like, is it good? Is it not good? Should we try to bring back? Can we not? You can mix these together, but then it's like,
don't do it.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where focus on what's here, focus on keeping what's around. Exactly. And keeping the balance with the animals that are here and the nature that's here, right? Nice. That one was pretty good. We had some pizza, so that's definitely got some pizza in there.
That's a beer burp.
That felt like some pizza, maybe.
It probably smelled like some pizza.
A little bit.
Yeah, I know.
It definitely had some flair. You definitely had some flair there. Nice flair.
Sorry about that.
I like it. But yeah, I mean, science and scientists. I've actually been talking about this interesting.
This guy's been following me down the science rabbit holes, and it's been fun.
So, this is a bit of a science rabbit hole here, and it's an interesting. I don't know. Would this be a theory? Would this be something to look into? Would this be
you could call it
kind
theory,
of?
Sure.
Yeah. So the thing that I enjoy as a non-scientist is trying to understand more how scientists break down, the DNA and the genes, and I love learning about it. I have to slow down tremendously to try to not get flustered with this because it can be pretty heavy. So this is kind of a cool thing that we've been talking about because some people can't taste things still. Like my mom, she can't taste the different things still. There's many other people out there that can't taste things. So we're trying to figure out what can be for the people that can't taste things because of the virus or whatnot in general, mostly the virus, but just after effects, side effects of losing your taste.
From the virus.
Yeah. And we were thinking I'm just putting this out there because I can't really go much further with this theory than my simple-minded scientist brain, but I did learn a lot. I
Good,
have learned a lot.
good.
So what what I've learned and what we possibly thought, and once again, this could just be a theory that maybe somebody else could run with, possibly help somebody maybe have an idea like, wow, maybe that could be something.
Mm.
So we were talking about how cilantro, for me, tastes like soap, and the cilantro gene, and how a lot of people out there have the cilantro gene, and it tastes like soap, right? And then we were talking about how she has it, I have it, a couple other people have it, and you lose your taste for
And by she, he means his mom.
yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. And how you lose your taste for a long, extended period of time. But I personally got my taste back 100%, but she never did, and other people haven't either. So we were kind of wondering about this cilantro gene and possibly if there was any link between the cilantro tasting like soap and the people that have this gene, this genetic markup, and possibly losing their taste, or if there was a way that that could be a link to maybe getting people's taste back or something in that pocket. So I went and I researched what it is. So this is pretty neat because I found this. So it's the olfactory receptor 6A2. So it is also protein, a protein in humans encoded as OR6A2. So this OR6A2 gene is the one that can be the cilantro gene, and the one that can make cilantro taste soapy or like garbage or like whatever, right? So that is the gene that that has that cilantro thing, and the gene ID is 8590. Sequence NC000011.10. So what I'm trying to say is that for the people that lost their taste that still haven't got it back, is there any possible link in this cilantro gene that could possibly maybe linked or be blocked by the virus messed it up or something within this strand of genes that could maybe be reversed or possibly let people get their taste back? Because they're still trying to figure out exactly what it is, why some people lost their taste, why other people's didn't.
Yeah.
So I went and kind of talked to a couple other people, and I said like, well, if you think cilantro tastes like soap, and I think cilantro tastes like soap, and we lost our taste for a really long time, could this ORGA2 gene be something that is possibly linked to the people that lose their taste, and maybe there's a way that people can get it back?
I think it's worth exploring.
Yeah, I thought that when we started thinking about that, I'm like, that's kind of a cool kind of concept, right? Mm-hmm. So there would probably obviously need to be, and I read a lot that they've done so many studies, and continuously try to figure out this taste thing. Why do people lose their taste? What's the genetic markups and why? So I had to go and slow down like scientists do and analyze kind of like these gene markups. And like I said, like I'm learning this,
Markers.
right? Markers. See, I'm like now I'm going over my head. But the OR6A2 jumped out at me because I'm like, you have it, I have it. And then it was like, yeah, if you lose your taste for a long time, maybe this could get blocked, and then there's a way to unblock it, or not. Like now, I said it's going over my head a bit.
Well,
but
it's like a computer, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes your computer starts fucking up, so
exactly.
you turn it off, you reboot it, and
exactly.
when it restarts, it's fine. So
yeah, and because I'm younger, maybe I was able to restart this gene or something faster. Maybe the older people that still can't taste things, they weren't able to restart it as fast. So if there was a way for this gene to be sparked or restarted quicker, maybe some people could get their taste back. Because I know not having taste sucks. You know what I mean? And like the people that you talk to that can't taste shit, it was. So we started talking about different things, and this came up. And I was like, it's kind of interesting.
It
something to look more into.
Because, like, when you talk about learning to get your taste back.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what you have to do. You have to retrain
You're
your brain.
retraining your brain.
So
you're retraining your system.
We know that younger people learn things a lot faster and
Yeah.
can retain information a lot faster than older people can.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know the stats on
Hmm.
ages of those who've lost their taste and smell.
Yeah. But the one thing that was really interesting to me is like I'm the type of person that loves like solving like problems, and I'm like a Sherlock Holmesy type. Like I'm always like, can I like what can I try to like figure out? You know what I mean? I'm like the Sherlock Holmesy type. May not be as good as Sherlock Holmes, but like I love just kind of trying to think of like different things or possibilities. So when this came up and this like gene marker came up as like something, I'm like and I don't have enough personal information to keep kind of going. Like this is kind of where I'm just like at a crossroad. But figure if I could put
Well,
that
you
out
don't have a
there,
lab.
that's what I'm saying. If I can put that out there, maybe as something, and then somebody else has a lab that they can compare these people. Is that something that the people that lost their taste have in common, right? And then if you find something in common, then you're like, holy shit, like that's what's in common. That's the missing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's simply a theory, but like you never really know,
You
right?
never know.
Could be something in common that can be reversed, and then maybe some people get their taste back.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just putting that out there as like a possible theory.
Yeah.
Because
I like it.
because yeah, when we talked about that before, I was like, that's pretty cool theory, right? And if you get your taste back, that's pretty cool too. So it's always I love science. Like I'm
Me
I'm
too.
I'm always like learning about it, but I'm so just like monkey that
Everybody
I just
is,
like
whether you're a child or a
Yeah.
full-on scientist.
yeah, and learning about like our bodies and the coding and like how we have the same genes but they're a little bit different and trying to figure out why is that person that different from that person. It's so interesting.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
it's
like a puzzle. It's a
like
big
a slew
giant
of buttons.
It's a big giant puzzle. It's like a code button. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just the theory I wanted to throw out there about that.
That's cool.
It's like sculpting theories that maybe something might come of it. If somebody out there can hear that and run with it, then I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know because like, I don't have a lab. I don't, and I only have what I can find in books and maybe on the internet.
And you're still at like
Oh yeah,
super top.
I'm super noob. Like I'm learning about these gene codings and like I'm learning about sequencing and stuff, and like it's so interesting. But like that's in sequence NC00011.10. Like it's just so crazy to know that somebody already found that. You know what I mean? Like the cilantro thing. That's like
well,
the
they've
sequence.
mapped the entire
This
human
I
genome.
know. That's what I'm saying though, right? Is this all these different breakdowns and these breakpoints?
Not that long ago.
It's like I know I've been kind of like reading some stuff and following it a little bit, but like the human sequence of genes and our like how we're all like this is this and that's that. No matter who you are, this is this and that's that. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it and I found that one. And I was like maybe that could be something. So
I like
that's about as far as I can go though with that. But if people can get their taste back, hey man,
Discuss.
discuss. You got this, scientisty, smarter people that got the labs. But yeah, I don't know. I can only sculpt theories and then just kind of roll from there.
Well,
Sculpt theories, keep it safe, and roll from there. That's about all I got. That's the maximum of my level of abilities.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of clay did you use for your sculpture?
I used two different kinds. Well,
Cool.
they were both Sculpey, but one of them was original Sculpey,
Cool.
which is like it's a little bit softer, more malleable, so you can squish it into like different forms and stuff. So
Yeah.
I used that. So even before that. So you have to work from the inside out.
You have to make it small, right? And
Well,
then you build it outwards?
You start with the skeleton like you do with anything else.
Oh, cool.
So you start with your supporting structures, and I use thicker wires for this.
Cool.
And cardboard. So I kind of drew out different parts of the thylacine. So
Yeah.
the middle body and the legs and the tail, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I took a wire and shaped it and taped it to the piece of cardboard.
Okay.
And then formed that the way I wanted it to. And then to bulk it out, because you want to try and bulk it out with lighter material than clay is. because you don't want this thing to weigh 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you bulk it out with masking tape and tinfoil. Some people use chicken
Oh,
wire,
nice. Cool.
or
Cool.
there's another type of wire. I can't remember what it's called, but it's
Mm.
like, it almost looks like a honeycomb, like it's kind of interlocking sort of thing.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
But not as like tough as chicken wire is. Like,
Yeah, chicken wire can be hard to
yeah,
like bend and
it's
shit.
more like,
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Yeah. Fair.
It's like a honeycomb.
Fair.
So I did all that and made its legs, blah blah blah.
Cool.
And then I used the original Sculpey to make the form of the animal.
Ooh.
And I
nice.
baked that.
Ooh.
And
Cool.
then once that completely cooled, then I took my other clay that was a little bit harder, so it retains your texturing and that kind of stuff better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gray, so it helps with more realistic colors because you have a gray base instead of a white base. When you have a white base in something, your colors will be super vibrant, but they won't be as natural.
Okay.
looking.
Okay. Fair.
So I used the Super Sculpey.
Yeah.
And did like my detailing, and I did it kind of like in sections, and then I would bulk out certain parts, and I used glass cobichons
Oh, nice.
for the eyes.
Nice. Cool. Cool.
Use,
Glass cobichons.
Yeah, use glass because you can put it in the oven.
Yes, if you use plastic, it's not going to do too good. So use glass for your eyes if you're putting the Sculpey in the oven. Well, this is oven-baked Sculpey, so you have to put it in the
oven. And
oven.
I like to use oven-baked Sculpey. Well, Sculpey's always oven-baked, I think. And
True.
Instead of air-drying clay, because air-drying clay, as it dries, actually shrinks.
Okay.
And that can create some problems.
Okay.
Because if it shrinks too much, it'll start to split and crack, depending on where your inner bits are of your sculpture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with oven-baked clay, it doesn't shrink.
Mm.
It just cures. So it'll stay whatever shape you put it at. And
Fair.
stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's what I did with that.
Cool.
And then I just used acrylic paint. You don't have to prime it or anything.
Acrylic paint, and then after the acrylic paint, you used finishing spray, or did you?
I used a spray varnish. Yeah.
Spray varnish. So spray varnish that goes over acrylic paint to kind of make it shiny a bit.
I used a semi-gloss for like the overall thing.
Okay, cool.
I didn't want to use like a high gloss or a gloss varnish because it would look weird.
Sweet, cool.
It had fur, right?
Yeah.
And then for the nose and the claws, I used a high gloss varnish.
Super cool, dude. Super cool, and it came out great. I think it looks so realistic. The one thing that I know you were concerned about is you didn't know if the shape was good, and then you painted it, and you're just like, okay.
They have such a tricky
because when it's not painted, you're kind of second guessing yourself. I'm like, you can make it darker here, lighter there, and then you can make it look like I said, you can make it look more like the way you wanted it to, right? Just by changing the paint, the different ways it was painted.
Now I'm going to preface
that's pretty cool.
This by saying, do not simply rely on painting to adjust your form.
True. Because you can't adjust the form. You can only kind of tweak some shading, which makes it look like it's adjusted.
It can make things look like they have more depth.
Yeah, fair.
And shaped slightly. But if you have a wonky foot, you're going to have a wonky foot.
Yeah, if you didn't shape it just right, then it'll be... I mean, I think you just got to get it to the point where you're like, that's cool. And then, throw some paint on it and call it awesome.
If you're at a point, and I've learned how to do this, and it's something I'm going to be working on forever as an artist. But
yeah.
If you're getting to a point where you can't tell if it's accurate or not, and you're trying to go for accuracy, step away from it, because your eyes are probably just tired and got used to looking at something in a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
And your eyes are really weird in the way that they talk to your brain.
Yeah, fair.
And your brain likes to have things be familiar.
True.
So it will do things to make you see things differently, if that makes sense.
Of course it does. Absolutely. I definitely followed that 100%. Uh-huh.
If you know, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I'm just going to agree with that one, and I don't know if I 100% followed that last thing you said. You're just trying to say that you kind of see what you want to see in like a simpler term
it's
sometimes.
kind of like
Is that what you're trying to go for?
If you draw a fish.
Oh, okay.
So you draw a fish without looking at what a fish looks like, just going from what's in your head.
Yeah.
Your fish that you are drawing from your head, unless you've drawn a gazillion fish, like I'm talking thousands of fish in your life,
cool,
is going to look a little different than what a real fish looks like.
Okay, yeah, fair, true.
Because your mind sees the fish in a certain way.
Good point. Good point.
It's very weird.
Lightning. Did you see the lightning?
I saw lightning earlier, yeah.
Whoa, we're getting some lightning through here. Some strokes of lightning.
I think.
Some strokes of lightning here.
Whoa, now we got some thunder.
We got some thunder. Well, thunder. Thunder's a good segue to the album of the week.
I chose the album of the week.
I guess I don't know if it's a good segue or not. But
I think so.
Lightning and thunder. Yeah, let's bring it in.
So.
We got thunder and lightning going on right now. It just came out of nowhere.
I chose the album of the week this week.
Amanda picked our album of the week.
Because I've never gotten to do it. So I just said, fuck it, I'm doing it. So, I chose the Misfits Collection 2. Because the Misfits are an amazing band, and I've been feeling Halloween season super hard right now because I know it's around the corner, so I'm excited.
No, it's not.
Shut up.
No, it's not.
It's less than 100 days away.
I don't like jumping ahead as far as
well,
people do.
It makes me fucking happy, so shut up.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But the album of the week is the Misfits.
The album of the week is the Misfits Collection 2.
Collection 2.
And, yeah, it has a lot of good songs on it. Like, Last Caress is wonderful. Halloween is wonderful. Those are two really, really good ones. Those are probably my top two on this album. Blood Feast is great.
I gotta get a little closer to see a bit more.
But if you haven't heard of the Misfits before, they are a horror punk band that...
I hope people have heard of the Misfits.
I hope so. That came out of New Jersey.
Is that where they're from? New Jersey?
I don't know if they're all from New Jersey, but
that's kind
of like where the band sort of stemmed from.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. The Misfits from New Jersey.
Joey Only.
Yeah, dude. They have so many good songs. That's cool. I haven't played this one in a little bit, so I'm going to have to throw this one higher in the rotation and give this one a re-listen.
It's wonderful.
They have so many great songs. I mean, it's just a good
iconic.
collection.
They're iconic. People,
good collection of songs.
Like, especially like Mr. Skeleton Face here. I can't remember. Is he just called the Ghoul Fiend?
I'm not sure.
Or the Fiend? I think he's just called the Fiend.
The Fiend? He's called the Fiend?
So he is fucking iconic.
Cool.
Like, he's in pop culture to the point where people don't realize what it is.
Okay. Neat.
Which is neat.
Yeah, dude, totally.
And horror punk is one of my favorite genres because
horror punk is a crazy cool genre.
It combines punk music with horror movies and horror aesthetic, and there is nothing more awesome than that. So
it's a pretty cool genre of music. It really is.
The cool thing about the Misfits is, like, they have so many interesting little tidbits. Like, upon first listen, if you don't listen to punk music, you're gonna think that it all sounds the same. But it doesn't. You just have to listen to it.
It definitely doesn't.
And embrace it into your deep, dark soul.
Exactly. Put on some Misfits and
Be a misfit.
let it rock. Let it rock out with some Misfits for sure. If you go for a bike ride and you're listening to Misfits, you're gonna get fired up. So make sure you wear your helmet. I'm gonna say that for like the 5th time.
There was one point in time
because I'm seeing people out there that are gonna smash their heads.
Yes.
Wear your helmets, kids, teenagers.
So there was one point in time where the Misfits were actually I'm over it. Where they were supposed to play in Sudbury.
Okay.
and everyone was all excited about it, and me and my witchy ways of being able to somehow predict the future is like, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Misfits
Just
are not
didn't.
going to come here.
Fair, fair, fair.
And they didn't. But one of them did come to Sudbury.
Nice, nice. This city is known for that, though. It's kind of
I
far
think
out
it
of
was
the.
Matt Graves
It's far
who
out
came
of the
here.
way, and like there's been so many things. This is the city where things don't happen until they happen. Like it's like there's so many things that the lead up is there, and then it's endless how things just happen and people
I
don't
totally
make
missed
it.
it. I was so bummed. I think I was sick though.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think that was during like, I don't know. I'm
You
pretty
were
sure I was
just sick.
Yeah.
So someone came out to play a show, and then you just happened to be sick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like you just never know what's gonna happen, and like we do live in kind of this armpit. It's definitely known as an armpit. So it's like some
I
people.
feel like it's digressed to
if
a butthole.
if the armpit is stinky, sometimes it's like.
I think it's gone down to butthole.
It's like
level.
it's like.
Butthole level.
Is it? You think?
I think so.
I mean, nah, I like calling it an armpit, but you know.
Well, it's classic. But
Yeah. Whoa, more lightning! Holy moly!
Yeah, I know.
What's
I
going
keep
on
seeing
here?
it too.
I mean, I love the armpit, butthole. I mean, you know, you just grow to love the smell, I suppose. So you just kind of.
Oh, you just accept it.
You just accept it.
I don't
It's just
love
kind
it.
of becomes part of your soul, basically part of who you are to an extent.
I
Really.
don't want it to.
Well, it's just there's pretty much no escaping. Like,
I mean, I am kind of scuzzy, so.
That's what I'm saying. In a way, it's like you just kind of learn to fit in. Like realistically, you just kind of do. You just kind of do. That's a lot of lightning. That was like 3 strikes here. 4 lightnings.
3 strikes, you're out.
I was out canoeing the other day, and I got lightninged and stormed on.
I thought he was gonna die.
I left the beach, and it was clear. It was super fine. And then I'm out there in the canoe, and I'm going around the island, and then it's lightning, lightning. The rain starts coming. The wind kicks up, and I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the lake trying to get back to shore, and it's like lightning, lightning. And then I'm trying to paddle the damn canoe, and it turns into a sail, and I'm just going. I'm just going up the lake. I have no control over the canoe. I'm trying to paddle it, and the wind is just taking me along. I'm just like, aw.
Wow.
And then the lightning starts, and I'm just sitting there like, But luckily, I was able to hold it, and I ended up paddling backwards to get this canoe back onto shore.
It happened.
Because I left, and it was the weather was like fine. There was a couple clouds, and then out right in the middle of the lake, I'm like, uh-oh. It starts lightning, the wind kicks up, and I'm fighting it, I'm fighting the canoe, and I got it back to shore, but I was like so tired, and I had to paddle really hard to freaking just get it, to get it on shore.
It was a little intense.
And I was a camp down, I wasn't even like on ours, like where we were, I was over, so I had to move the whole canoe over again. I was like,
It was a whole thing.
yeah. But I did some fishing. I love fishing in canoe. It's great.
That's good.
Canoe fishing is like, it makes you feel like you're like some sort of nomad or something.
I'm not a fisher.
Canoe fishing makes you feel like you're like one of the like old explorers just exploring the land and catching fish out of the canoe, and you're just like you just feel like a nature explorer when you canoe fish. At least I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
I just get impatient.
You get impatient?
Yeah. And I don't know. I just.
Fair.
I don't.
You're not like the biggest fisher, right?
I've tried it a couple of times. I caught
Okay.
one once.
Fair. Okay, cool.
It's not my thing.
Oh, okay.
It's just not. Like I'm cool to like sit in a boat and read a book or something.
You
while
would just
someone
bring
else
the Misfits CD and play it and
That-
hang out in the boat.
That's what I would.
That's
do.
like your vibe.
Yeah.
You're like, I love being in the boat. I'm putting on the Misfits.
Yeah.
That's like you. That's like your vibe.
that. Yeah. That
You're
was,
like, let's put on the Misfits and go for a boat ride.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there with your headphones on while everyone else is fishing or whatever, and you're just like playing the Misfits, and you're just like, this is me. I like the Misfits. I don't
This
like
is me.
fishing. I don't like fishing. I like being in the boat. I don't like fishing. I love the Misfits. That's like Amanda,
I'm not a fisher.
right? You
I'm
gotta
not a
find your vibe.
hunter.
You
Like,
gotta
I-
find your vibe.
Mm.
You're weird because you're outdoorsy, but you're not super into the aspect of outdoorsiness where you're like going to get things or like like the hunting fishing type of things.
I like to just observe.
Cool. Yeah, you just like being there.
Yeah.
You're just happy to be there.
Yep.
That's cool.
Just,
You know, it really
it's like
takes.
being in a little egg.
Yeah, it really takes a true soul to just relax and be there.
It's the only time where, like, when I'm sitting in nature,
Yeah.
it's the only time where I feel like I can actually relax and do nothing.
That's cool.
Like,
That's cool.
I'm the type of person where I need 100 things to do.
Fair, okay.
I've gotten better with
Way
your
better.
help,
Way
but
better.
definitely
Way better.
type A personality.
Way better.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you're in nature, you just connect with your soul and you're able to.
I don't
just
have
like,
that like urge to do more.
You're just doing enough.
Like
you're just there.
If I sat on my ass for 8 hours and only read a book, I'd be fine. But
Cool.
if I try to do that in my house, that would never happen.
Fair. Cool.
Not anymore.
But it's something about being in the nature that just changes
Yeah.
you, and it allows you to just be like, I'm just going to read for 8 hours. I'm going to paint my toenails or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm
And
just going to paint my toenails and sip on a daiquiri, and you're going to go.
Yeah. Wow, that's something I haven't had in a long time. A daiquiri.
A little daiquiri.
Whoa!
Well, that is a lot of lightning, so maybe that's a sign that we should pack this one up and end it on daiquiris and painting your toes, and there's lightning coming in here, so we got to batten down the hatches. We're in for a storm. Misfits album of the week.
Oh, Rat Fink! Okay, if there's one song
Oh, we got one more thing.
that you all need to listen to.
Okay, what's the one song?
Because it's ridiculous and it's awesome. And if you're a 90s kid, you'll 100% understand this. Rat Fink.
Ratfink?
Rat Fink.
What? How come that one's going over my head?
R. I say R-A. R-A-T. R-A-T-T. Rat. R-A-T-T-F-I-N-K Fink.
I'm totally. I'm just
Rat Fink.
totally.
Da,
Is
da, da.
that the doo-doo da yada song?
Well, that is actually a...
I'm trying to
I
get
don't know if
there.
you'll
I'm
call
trying
it
to
a
get there,
parody or
but this
cover.
one's going over my head.
Because the original of that song
I'm trying to get there.
Hang on.
This song came out in the 90s?
Ratfink did,
Okay.
I think, or earlier. I can't remember. No, it's
Okay.
probably 90s because Ratfink didn't happen in the 90s.
Fair.
See, I'm trying to think of it, so I'm not going to be able to think of it. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Fair.
Ratfink.
Ratfink. We'll leave it on Ratfink.
Ratfink.
Stay awesome, everyone. Ratfink.
Ratfink right there.
Ratfink. Stay safe. Stay safe.